Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Yes, YouTube, how are we doing? We have new mic. You see, new mic, very nice, very nice. Gold mic. I don't know. Took me a little bit long time to fix it, but we're working. Let me know what you think of the new sound, ya bin ammeh. Anyways, we have a video request today. And if you want to make a video request, whereby it's much cheaper than having an actual one-on-one consultation with me, less intimate but cheaper, maybe you have a simple question that you want answered. I apologize about this light here, by the way. I don't know what to do about it. Then you can do so. Email me, theredmahdi@gmail.com. Let me know what your question is. I will send you a link. You can pay that link, and then I will make a video as I am doing right now, and I will answer it, inshallah. And this video is going to be a good one. The question was a good question, short and sweet, but a very important question. So what I've done is I have copied and pasted the question from email and pasted it onto a Word document to preserve the anonymity of the brother. But let's get straight into the question. As you can see, it's short and sweet, but we have a number of very important discussion points to go through right now. So the brother says, should we directly tell the parents of the girl or the girl herself that we intend to marry about our intentions of polygyny? If so, how and when should it be done? Especially in cultures, communities which unfortunately are now not very accustomed to this tradition. I am currently looking for a candidate. I said a candidate, you know. Oh, good. And I want to be prepared to handle the wali meeting, and the process of getting to know them, vetting better. I'd appreciate your clarification. Thank you. Okay. Firstly and foremost, let's address the first part of this. Should we directly tell the parents of the girl, of the sister, or the girl herself we intend to marry about our intentions of polygyny? No, you should not bring it up unless they bring it up. Now, let me be clear on what I'm trying to say here. You should absolutely not be misleading or duplicitous in this regard. I had a stream with the brother just yesterday. Shout out to the brother. But he's in a position where he feels like he's being strong-armed into agreeing with this sister to give her khul if he marries again. Never make this agreement, brothers. I told you before. Watch the stream. I ain't repeating myself. But at the same time, fully intends on marrying again in the future once he is more financially capable of doing so. That's duplicitous. That's misleading. That's wrong. Full stop. Period. Now, at the same time, should you go about raising this issue of your own accord, particularly if you are not in a position to do so right now? Absolutely not. Why? I need you to understand what a woman hears when you tell her you want to marry again. What she hears is, you are going to take my resources that you are taking care of with me and share it with another woman. That's the existential fear. Love, emotions, all of that is secondary. How many times has a woman left a man despite the man still loving her? All that love nonsense is nonsense. It's secondary. Not nonsense, but it's secondary to the existential fear, which is, will I be taken care of? Am I safe? That's the existential fear. That's the overriding or overbearing question that she wants answered. So when you as a man approach a sister and approach a family, and you're thinking, well, I know I want to get married again one day, that's for sure. And you're thinking the logical thing is I should make this aware to them. Well, there's a few things here. Firstly and foremost, never be the bearer of bad news. Yeah, it's one of the laws of power. You saying this is bad news to them. You are the bearer of bad news. Secondly, if you are not currently in a position to be able to marry again, they will be unable to look past what you intend for yourself in the future. Inshallah, when I get there. But now, first of all, you don't know if you're going to be able to get there, if you're going to be in a position to take on another wife. And that's another part of the discussion that I'm going to address in a second. Never take on another woman unless you can completely take care of her. We'll get to that in a second though. But this family and this sister will look at you and judge you by the man you are now. So when you talk about a second wife and all this nonsense, they're looking at you thinking, hey, big man, you're lucky that we're accepting you, that we're considering you for this one right here. Never mind talking about a second wife. So no, you don't go about bringing it up of your own accord. However, and I can relate, by the way, to this part here, especially in cultures, communities which are not accustomed to this tradition. Algerians, they look down upon this. They think you're dirty if you get married again. They think there's something wrong with you. Anyway, there is a strong possibility, especially in today's day and age, sisters are, they are hot on this topic, whereby she will bring it up, or the family will bring it up. Do you intend on marrying again? Do you intend on taking another wife in the future? And a lot of brothers pussy out, take the coward route and say no, secretly in the back of their mind, knowing that they fully intend on doing so. This is what I say to you. If you are cornered, if you are put into a corner, it's not so much what you say, but how you say it that will dictate the success or failure of your message, of your interaction with this family or with this sister. And shout out to AbuAmerican for this one. Whenever a woman asks you, do you intend on marrying again? Or the family asks you, do you intend on marrying again? Your response should be, of course. Me? Are you dumb blood? One wife? What are you talking about? Come on, don't be silly. Of course I intend on marrying again. Make light of it. Laugh it off. Why? Number one, you infect them with your confidence. I've spoken about this over and over and over, but because it's an intangible of human nature, people don't seem to get it. You infect people with your confidence. It's an intangible, I know, you can't measure it, but trust me. And when you communicate like that, I mean, of course we're going to get married. You infect them with that confidence. Like, oh, well, this man seems to be quite sure of himself. He seems to be quite confident of himself. Maybe he's going to be able to handle it. But if you respond with, well, inshallah, I hope to, inshallah, maybe one day, all of that nerves, you infect them with your nervousness. Now, immediately, they look at you and they see you as a man who is unsure of himself. A man who is doubting himself. A man who definitely does not have confidence in himself. And if you are going to go down the route of being duplicitous and lying to her, well,
this is haram.
This is haram. Shout out Andrew Tate. You can't do that. You are misleading her. You're lying to her, and then you wonder why these women want to get a khul 10 years later, or however many years later, when you decide, oh, actually, no, today I want to get a wife. You lied. You lied. Don't lie. So how do you do it? Confidence. Yeah, of course. Of course I'm going to get married again, inshallah. Not now, but soon. Oh, when? When are you going to get married? I don't know. When I feel like it. When I feel like it. Infect them with your confidence. If you tiptoe around this, if you walk around on eggshells approaching this, which is going to be your natural inclination, the natural inclination when you're being grilled by a family, especially on the topic of polygyny, is to want to fluff your words, is to want to dumb it down, is to want to even lie.
This is number one bullshit.
You heard the man. This is number one BS. You can't do that. You can't do that. So if you are serious, gentlemen, about wanting to marry again, then you need to be straight up from the beginning and make light of it. Man saghara shay'in fatasghur. Shout out Nu'man Ali Khan for that one. I say it over and over and over. Whoever makes light of a matter, so it shall be received. It shall be received as light. But when you tiptoe around it and you're like, oh, yeah, inshallah, maybe, you're making a big deal out of it. Now you have infected them with your doubt, and because you have made a big deal out of it, now they will make a big deal out of it. And I know this is an intangible, but please just trust me when I say it. Now let's get to the second portion of this. And that is, brothers, if you want to get married again, understand, polygyny, it's a luxury. Okay? It's a luxury. I know a lot of brothers walk around correctly believing that it is their God-given right, and it is. It is your God-given right. However, if you as a man are already struggling to take care of one woman, and when I say struggling, I am referring specifically to the affairs of the household, finances. Let's just get to the nuts and bolts of it. Finances. And then you want to take on another woman and share your already sparse resources with a whole nother family, expect hell to pay for, my friend. There will be hell to pay for. Can you do it? Yes. Will there be consequences? Yes. Absolutely. There will be consequences. So if you want to entertain this idea of getting married again, fine, no problem. You can do so. But just understand that there are consequences to marrying again if you are not financially capable of taking on those women. Now, finances is one element. There's one element of this. The second element is your maturity up here. You see, when I had 3 wives, I was financially well off, mashallah. I was earning good money. I was making good money. But up here, baby, absolute baby, I was not capable of dealing with the stress of juggling 3 women at the same time. Brother, it's stress, man. And that's why I tell you, women are the lucky ones to find a man who's willing to take them on, not the man. A man is intimate with his woman for sometimes less than a minute. Minute man procedures. It happens. Stop capping. You know I'm telling the truth. But then he has to deal with the responsibility of taking care of this woman around the clock, 24/7. Doesn't have a choice. That's hard. Women are the lucky ones. So only consider polygyny if you are, number 1, financially capable. If you are, number 2, mature up here. I have mentioned in the past a number that is it's just totally my personal opinion. There's nothing to do with me having taken it from Quran and Sunnah. But the average man, if he is financially capable of marrying, should still not consider polygyny until after the age of 35. 35. Needs to grow up here. He needs to grow up here. It takes time for a man to mature. Believe me, it takes time. That's the second element. The third element is, gentlemen, if you get married again whilst your first marriage is in disarray and is in a mess and there's problems, expect hell to pay for once again. The best time to get married, well, there is no best time for a woman, but the best of the worst times to get married again is when your current marriage is stable, is in a good place. She's happy. Why? Because she will be less inclined to thinking that she was the problem. There was some type of deficiency with her. There was something wrong with her. She was fat. You were unattracted to her. On and on and on and on. Make sure that your first marriage is in a good place. And why do I say that's important? Not because I'm trying to get the permission of the wife here or anything like that. No. I'm trying to have the wife be happy with me. No. Couldn't care less, frankly speaking. It's the kids, my friend. It's the children. If you've watched me long enough, you know how big and passionate I am on this topic. The children are the victims of failed marriages. And if your first wife is already, you're having major problems with her, and then you go and complicate your life even further and complicate those problems even further by getting another woman, by taking on another wife, there's a high likelihood she's going to leave. And guess what? She'll take the kids with her, obviously, especially if you're living in the West. Now your children are raised in single-parent homes. Now they are exposed to the elements of being raised in a single-parent home. I've mentioned them over and over. 60% of all high school dropouts come from single mother homes. Specifically, 71% of all youth self-deletions, keeping it YouTube friendly here, come from single mother homes. That's massive for it to come from one single demographic. And 90% of all homeless and runaway children come from where? Drum roll, please. Single mother homes. I don't say that with happiness or with any contentment. I'm just reporting the facts. Don't destroy. When you are looking to build again, don't destroy what you have already built behind you.
نار نار سنفجرها برصاصنا نمحوها العار